Okay, so today we are going to discuss this topic, sentence completion, and I would be telling some of the tricks to solve the questions given in sentence completion. So the agenda of today's class is you will be learning what is sentence completion, how to do sentence completion questions, and how to use the tricks to do. Okay. By the end of the class, you will be knowing all of these things. And if you take this topic name, sentence completion, it's an important topic in verbal aptitude. It's an important topic. You can find all the placement papers with this topic in verbal aptitude section, and even competitive exams also has this topic, so it will be useful for you in both the ways. So please listen to the topic, and whenever you have doubts or queries, you can let me know in the chat. And sentence completion, it's nothing but it's fill in the blanks. That is called as sentence completion. Okay, so fill in the blanks in the sense you will have in fill in the blanks, you might be having options, you might not be having options, but here you will have options. As the name itself says, you have to complete the sentence. The sentence will be given and a blank will also be given. Followed by that, you will have 4 to 5 options. So you have to choose the most appropriate option. The options can be word or even they can be phrases. Okay, so you have to choose the most appropriate one and substitute in place of the blank so that the sentence is completed. So that is sentence completion. To be precise, it is more like fill in the blanks which you have learned in your schooling. I hope you're all understanding this. Okay, so is it clear? Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed? Okay. Okay, so here is an example sentence. X and Y were both blank, so they decided to purchase blank to share. So if you take this question as an example, there are two blanks. So there are sentence completion questions with single blank as well as double blank. We may get questions like that with single blank as well as double blank. So here we have double blank. If you find out the answer for this blank, then it would be easy for you to get the answer for this blank. Now we are going to find out the answer for this. The most important trick which you can apply is logical thinking. Okay, so and that's why sentence completion is kept in the syllabus. Sentence completion is used to test the logical thinking of the student as well as the verbal ability of the student, both logical thinking and verbal ability. So why logical thinking is, this question is an example of logical thinking. So if you take option A, most of you have given option B as the answer. Yes, option C as the answer. Let's check the answers one by one. So if you take option A, hungry, a soda is there. If I put here X and Y were both hungry, so they decided to purchase a soda to share. If you think logically, if one feels hungry, one does not take up soda, correct? So this is not the correct answer. And option B, exhausted. X and Y were both exhausted, so they decided to purchase a meal to share. Exhausted, again, exhausted means tired. If you feel tired, would you take up a meal? No, you would take up rest. Okay, so this is also incorrect. Correct answer is thirsty, a beverage or a drink, whatever it is. So X and Y were both thirsty, so they decided to purchase a beverage or drink to share. So this is logically correct. We have to choose an option which is logically correct. Take a note of this. Logical thinking plays an important role in finding out the answer. So what some students will go is, students will just read out the options, and if they don't know the meaning of the option, they will just skip out the questions. But you shouldn't read out the options immediately if you find sentence completion questions. First, you have to read out the question and you have to guess an answer for the blank. Guess your own answer and then compare it with the answer options and check logically. So here we haven't guessed an answer, but I will tell you in the next questions. So here are the steps which I have put up. Go for proactive solving. What do you mean by proactive solving? Any idea about this? Proactive solving. Any idea about what is called proactive solving? Identifying the problem or mistake. Okay. And solving it. Okay. Okay, I'll give you an example for proactive solving. Proactive solving. Okay. You're sitting in theater and watching movie. Assume that you are sitting in theater or and watching movie, or even you are watching in your uh, room space. Okay, so at that time, what happens is you got a call all of a sudden, so you are about to go out. You are leaving your friends. Your friends are watching the movie, and you are taking a leave and going to take that call, attend that call. So you have spoken for let's say 5 to 10 minutes, and you have again joined them back and watching the movie. At that time, they haven't stopped the movie for you. They haven't paused the movie for you. The movie is running, so you have missed 10 minutes because you were in call. So that 10 minutes, what you would have done? You would have asked it from your friends, or you might have guessed the scene after your arrival. Okay, so after your arrival, you will be seeing the scenes, some of the scenes in the movie. From that scenes, you could have guessed the previous scenes which you have missed in the movie when you were picking up the call. Am I correct? So that guess can be made easily by yourself without the help of anyone. So that is step number one. Guess the answer. So you find the question with the blank, read the question and try to figure out the answer for yourself before looking into the options. That is proactive solving. Read the question and guess the answer. Your answer can be very simple. You can put it up in a very simple word, and then after guessing the answer, you can check out the options. You will have 4 to 5 options. You can check out the options that is closest to your guess. That is step number 2. So that's what the steps I have put up in the slide. Step 1 is guess the answer. Step 2 is look for the option that is closest to your guess. So if you have done 50% of solving the question is got over. Now, what students tend to do is, as I have mentioned earlier, they have they do the mistake of reading the question and immediately they will read out the option, and most of the time they will end up with wrong options. So that's why we have to guess the answer by ourselves and then go to the questions, go to the options, so that we could get some clarity and check whether the options that is closest to a guess or not. Are you all understanding till this much? Is it clear? Okay, I could get lot of yes. Now, these are the general instructions. Apart from steps, these are the instructions which we need to incorporate while solving this sentence completion questions. First, do not read options first, as I mentioned earlier. So if you do that, you will end up with wrong answer. So don't read the options first. Search for the clues. Yeah, this is an important instruction. Search for the clues. In sentence completion, you will have lot of clue words. I will tell you how to identify clues in the sentence. It can be clue word or clue phrase. It can be anything. In sentence completion, you can find it. With that only we can solve those kind of questions. Okay, next one is guess with your own word. So this is step 1, right? So you have to guess with your own word. This also has been put up as an instruction. Next, eliminate the options. So this is an approach. This is also a technique, eliminating the option. This technique is not only going to help for sentence completion, but also all other topics. Even if you take quantitative topics, you need to eliminate the options to get the correct answer. Mark the correct answer. So this is the another instructions. I mean, you can consider this as a final step. So these are the general instructions. Let's understand this each and every instructions one by one through the questions which I have put up in this slide. And before going into the questions, these are the types. So we have 4 types of sentence completion questions. All the questions which you see will fall under only these 4 types. One is restatement type. This is the first type. And second one is comparison type. Third one is contrasting type. And fourth one is cause and effect type. So let's see the types first. Restatement type. Okay, so restatement type means you can find comma, colon, and semicolon. Okay, you can find comma, semicolon, and colon. So these punctuations you can find it in the question. That's an example of restatement. And again, restatement. If you split, you will get restatement. So some part of the information is being restated. That's restatement. That's the meaning of restatement. If you take this question, among his friends, comma, Ravi is blank, and you have the semicolon here, and followed by you have another sentence. He can introduce himself to people whom he never met before and interact with them well. So if I don't have this sentence, if I don't have the second part of the sentence in the question is only this much. Among his friends, Ravi is blank. Ravi is blank in the sense I can put any word. It can be intelligence, it can be intelligence will not come. If it is intelligent, then you can put there. So it can be introvert, it can be enthusiastic, it can be sociable. All the words are possible, correct? So among his friends, Ravi is introvert or Ravi is enthusiastic, Ravi is sociable. I can put any options. But the restatement is this next part of the sentence, which is actually going to give you some more information about the previous statement, that is Ravi is blank. So what is that information? He can introduce himself to people whom he never met before and interact with them well. So that information is very important. That's going to be the clue phrase here. So he can interact well. That's what it means. So this is the clue phrase. And after reading this, my guess word is friendly or talkative, because the next statement is positive. So I need to fill the blank with a positive word. Most of you have given B as the answer. Yeah, for that only I'm explaining. Okay, so my guess word is friendly or talkative. If I put there among his friends, Ravi is friendly or Ravi is talkative, that will match up with the restated sentence after the first phrase, and is also a positive word. Now I have to look up the options. Intelligence will not come because intelligence is noun. Although it is a positive word, intelligence is noun, but we need an adjective. Adjective, again, parts of speech, learning parts of speech, plays an important role in sentence completion. Okay, so parts of speech you have verbs, nouns, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions. You can learn that. Now here we need an adjective because it describes the noun, Ravi. So we need an adjective, we can't place noun here. So intelligence is noun, so you can eliminate option A. Now introvert is a negative word. Okay, because it contradicts with the second statement if you put introvert here. Okay, so you can eliminate option B as well. Next one is enthusiastic. So Ravi is enthusiastic. Yes, obviously this is a positive word and this is an adjective as well. Ravi can be enthusiastic, but if you look at the next part of the word, he can introduce himself to people whom he never met. And logically speaking, enthusiastic will not be correct, as the restated sentence is not logically coping up with this term enthusiastic. So you can go for sociable. That is also a positive word and that's also adjective. So sociable is the correct answer. Okay, next one. Second type is comparison type. So here we have the keywords and similarly in addition to or also. So these are the keywords which you can find in comparison type of sentences. Okay, so make a note of this keyword and similarly in addition to or also. Now let us see the example given here. He studied every day for the exam and topped the class. So this is the example. He studied every day for the exam. So this is one sentence and is a keyword. Top the class. This is another phrase. So this is one phrase and this is another phrase. These two phrases are joined by the keyword and. Okay, so and is a positive keyword and also if you look at the phrase, this is also, it's in positive tone and this is also in positive tone. Okay, so comparison type of sentence completion will have keywords and those keywords will adjoin two phrases that are positive or vice versa, that is negative. Okay, so this is comparison type and you can see the keywords in the question and similarly in addition to or also. So this is connecting positive sentence with a positive sentence or positive phrase with positive phrase or even negative phrase with a negative phrase. The next type is contrasting type. So contrasting type, as name itself says, it is going to contradict. Okay, so these are the keywords: but, despite, yet, however, unless, rather, although, even though. So these are the keywords which you can find out in the question. Here is an example. He studied every day for the exam. So this is in positive tone. But is the contrasting keyword. Failed by narrow margin. So failed is a negative word. So this is a negative tone. Okay. So contrasting type usually connects a positive phrase with negative phrase or vice versa. That's negative phrase with positive phrase. So that is contrasting. And you can see that the direction of the flow of sentence is itself changing. That is from positive to negative it changes and from negative to positive it changes. Okay, so that's how it happens when you use this when the question is based on contrasting type of sentence completion. You can make a note of these keywords: but, despite, yet, however, unless, rather, although and even though. Okay, next type, cause and effect. This is an important type and you have the keywords thus, therefore, because, for, since and so. So these are the keywords that is commonly found in cause and effect type of sentence completion. And the effect is the result of something which has happened earlier. So that is cause. And look at the question. I feel extremely tired and so I want to go to bed early. So here nothing has been underlined. It's just an example. So this is the cause. And so is the keyword. So or unso, you can take both. I want to go to bed early. So this is the effect of the cause which happened. That's the result is going to bed early. So this is an example of cause and effect. Note on the keywords. Okay, next one is learning the root words. And have you heard about this root word? Any idea about root word? What do you know about root words? Okay, so this root words, they are from Latin and Greek words. It forms the basis of any word, as root itself is the basis, correct? So it's the base. So similarly, root words will form the base of any word, and it is giving, and it will give rise to new word, formation of new word by adding suffix or prefix to it. So let's see what are those root words. So aqua is a root word. Aqua means water. Okay, so in that we can find a word aquamarine. Here, if you take the word aquamarine, here aqua is a root word which means water. Okay, MAL, mal. What do you mean by mal? Any idea about this? Yes, combination of suffix and prefix. I'll give you an example for this root word. Malfunction. Yes, malnutrition, malpractice. There are a lot of words in that. So if you split that, malnutrition, malfunction, malpractice. In that you will get the prefix mal. So mal means it's bad or evil. Bad or evil. You get two different words, right? Bad or evil. So what I'm coming to tell exactly is one word will have several meanings. We can't restrict one meaning to one word. So you will get a lot of meaning. If you do a Google search on malfunction or even malnutrition, malpractice, you will get a lot of similar meanings for that one single word itself. So we cannot restrict one meaning for one word. According to the usage in the sentence, the meanings might differ as noun and verb. Okay, so that's what I was about to tell. And there are a lot of root words if you take from A to Z. We will discuss some of the root words here. Ambi, ambi or amphi. So this is the root word which means both. Ambi or ambi, both of these root word refers to the term both. Ambidextrous, amphibians. So these are the words. In that you can find the prefix ambi or amphi. Okay. So next one, CID. CID. This is the root word which means to kill. To kill. CID. You can find suicide. In that you can find the root word CID. Homicide, pesticide. In those words you can find CID. Okay. DICT. 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 Dict means saying. Saying, that is dict. Dictator, in that you can find dict. Dictionary, in that you can find dict. So you cannot get the exact meaning, but you can get the similar meaning if you learn the root word. Why I'm suggesting you to learn the root word is because you will have questions, and followed by that you will have options, and those options sometimes it will be difficult for you to understand the meaning of the options. So you need to learn the root word so that you can find out the meaning easily. It will help you for sentence completion as well as it is going to help you for synonyms and antonyms. Okay. Gynecology, gynophobia. Okay, so this is, in this we can find two root words. One is gyn. Gyn means something which is related to women or girl, and logy means study. Okay, gynecologist is a person who specializes in women's health or girls' health. And gynophobia. So in that we have gyn plus phobia. Phobia means we all know that that's fear. So again that's a root word. Suffix, that's a word in suffix part that means fear, and gyn means girl or women. So fear of girl or women, a person who fears for girl or women, that's gynophobia. Okay, so that's how we have to learn root words. That's going to help you for learning synonyms and antonyms. So when you have the topic synonyms and antonyms, it will be covered. These root words, how to learn it at all, it will be covered. Now we are moving to the questions part. Part of the confusion in our society is blank from our pursuit of efficiency and economic growth. In the blank, that these are the necessary ingredients of progress. First, I want you to guess the answer. First, guess the answer by yourself. Read the question, understand it, and guess the answer by yourself, and then go for the questions. It can be a simple guess. What is a guess word? Okay, C is the answer which two people have given, but I want the guess. I want the guess word. What could be the guess word? Part of the confusion in our societies, there is a preposition after the blank. Okay, so this is from. Where do we use from? We use from to refer to the place where something or someone comes or starts or originates. So that's where we use the preposition from. Okay, so I'm going to guess the word, that is my guess word for the first blank is comes or come. So I'm making a simple guess without saying the option. Part of the confusion in our societies come from our pursuit of efficiency and economic growth in the thought that my second guess is thought, because after reading out the blank, the statement followed by the blank, I'm making this guess. Necessary ingredients of the progress. So what do you mean by progress? It is development or advancement. Okay, so just I'm making a guess after reading out the entire sentence that thought would be the uh, approximate guess for the question. And now I'm going with the options. Option A, stance and conviction. So stern is something which is very severe, that is stern. Conviction is belief. Okay, so here it will not come. Next, derives and evaluation. Evaluation is assessment or judgment. Derives, again, that will not come here because my guess word is come, right? So emerges means that will match up with my guess word come, and followed by that consideration is, again, consideration is thinking to make it. Okay, so that is thinking to accept or just a thought. So correct answer is option C. Extents and planning will not come again. So correct answer is option C. Second question. First, guess the word and then go for the options. Seeing the pictures of our old home made me feel blank and nostalgic. You have the clue word here. Nostalgic is the clue word. So nostalgic means remembering something from your past and feeling sad. So my guess word for this blank is sad, because of this clue word nostalgic. So seeing the pictures of our old home made me feel sad and nostalgic. What's the correct answer? Yes, wistful is the correct answer. So wistful means mournful or being sad. So that is the correct answer. If you take each and every word, fastidious is being attentive. That is fastidious. Indignant means feeling bitter. So this is a negative word, but that's not the exact word which we wanted for this blank. Wistful, that is also a negative word, and that means being sad. Conciliatory means To calm down. So this is a neutral word. There are also neutral words that can be used according to the situation. It can be both positive and negative. So conciliatory is calming down. That is conciliatory. So the most appropriate answer is option C, wistful. Now moving on to third question. His musical taste are certainly blank. He has recordings ranging from classical piano performances to rock concerts, jazz, and even Chinese opera. So here, this is an example of type 1 sentence completion, that is restatement type, because we have the semicolon here. So obviously this part of the sentence which is going to give you some more information about the previous statement, that is his musical taste are certainly blank. Now read out the question and find out your guess word first. What is your guess word? See, if you feel I'm rushing, you just let me know so that I will reduce the speed. Okay, guess word is good. One person is given the guess word as good. Even I have thought the word to be good, but actually we need to guess another word, because if you remove the second part of the sentence, if you don't consider the second part of the sentence, then you can have your guess word to be good. His musical tastes are certainly good. Okay, but I have the second part of the sentence. Yeah, diverge. Very good. So that would be the guess word we can have. But I have the second part of the sentence. He has recordings ranging from. Ranging from is the clue. You can also go for guessing more words. We cannot restrict with one words. I want all of you to guess words. Okay. Ranging from is the clue, that is from classical to rock, and also he has jazz. He also has liking in jazz as well as Chinese opera. So what would be the correct answer?
Ma'am,
Yes. Any queries you have? Okay, all of you have given the correct answer, that is option B. Let's go back to the question. Option B is the correct answer. Now, if you take the first option, antediluvian. Antediluvian means it's old-fashioned or outdated. That's antediluvian. Eclectic means it's broad and diverse range. Okay, broad and diverse range. That's eclectic. And harmonious. Harmonious is being melodious. That's harmonious. Sonorous means having a ringing sound. That is sonorous. So if you don't have this word, this phrase, you can just keep on adding a lot of guesses. But this phrase is actually the clue phrase for us. So uh, someone has guessed the word to be diverse. Okay, so the correct guess word is diverse, and the correct word among the options is eclectic, wide and broad range. That is, it deals with his musical taste. Next one. Archaeology is poor profession. Only blank sums are available for excavating sites, and even more blank amounts for preserving the excavations. Here we have two blanks, and this is also an example of restatement type of sentence completion. First, go for the guess word. Sum is the money. Okay, so the fund allocated for this profession, that's archaeology, and particularly for excavating site, and also for preserving the excavation. It talks about the sites and preserving the excavations. What is your guess word? Okay, some. Only some sums are available. Okay, let's have some as guess word. No issues. Some or little, small, anything is fine because it's just a guess word and not the exact answer. And what about the next blank? Even more is the clue here. So for the amount that is given for excavation itself is less, and that is the amount they use for preserving the excavation, that is very less when you compare it with the previous one. So this can be very less or insufficient. Like that, we can go for the guess words. Exactly, paltry and meager is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer, paltry and meager. And what do you mean by paltry and what do you mean by meager? That is what we have written in the blank of selecting the guess word. Paltry means a small amount, something which is small, that is paltry. You can tell paltry sum. Meager is inadequate or insufficient. Something which is inadequate or insufficient. Yes, meager is limited. You can tell that is inadequate or insufficient. That is meager. And if you go for option B, it is minuscule. Minuscule means very tiny and microscopic in nature. That's so small you need microscopic to zoom in. Okay, so that you can go for organisms. If the question is something which is related to organisms or cells, then we can suggest this word. Okay, so logically minuscule will not come. We have to choose the most appropriate word. Whenever it is choose, you have to choose the most appropriate word. That's the important thing. So minuscule and substantial will not come. And average and augmented. Augmented means increased. Okay, so that will not come because it's contradicting. If you put augmented in the second blank, means the amount is increased, but actually it says even more less than which you have contributed or funded for excavating the sites. So option C will not come. Option D, modest and generous. Modest is again, it is also small. You can go for putting modest in the first blank. But if you think of generous, generous is ready to give. Okay, so ready to give something. You can keep money itself, which means that it says that the government is generous here. Correct. Funding for archaeology is very generous, but that's not the case. That will be contradicting. So we don't want that word as well. So correct answer is option A, paltry and meager. Next, fifth question. After the accident, the nerves to her arm were damaged, and so the muscles blunt through disuse. What is a guess word? What is your guess word? Okay, affected, tarnished, damaged. Okay, damaged is already there in the question. Okay, but since that's a guess word, for our understanding, we are choosing a guess word. Weak, weak, everything is correct because that's a guess word only. So we can have all those things as a guess word. Now we are going to the actual word, atrophy. Atrophy means decreasing, decreasing in size. That's atrophy. Next, contacted. Contacted will not come here because if you read the sentence, contact is communication or the touch. That is contact. So it gives you two meanings. One is communication and the other is touch. So that will not come. And elongated. Elongated is becoming enlarged. That is elongated. And invigorated is getting energized, getting revitalized. So that is invigorated. So we need a negative word. Invigorated is a positive word. We don't want that. So you can eliminate that. Correct answer is option A, atrophy. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Next question. I was feeling rather blank when I blank a yellow envelope on the table. So rather is an example of which type of sentence? Which type of sentence? This is the keyword, right? So which type of sentence? Contrast. Is it contrast or cause and effect? Rather is a negative word. Okay. So don't get confused between cause and effect and contrast. But it can also come in cause and effect. Okay, depending upon the sentence, you can have rather in cause and effect as well. Let's see the sentence first. Okay. So I was feeling rather blank when I blank a yellow envelope on the table. Okay, so this is here it's cause and effect, because the first one is the cause and the effect is uh, after seeing that she became sad, or what to say, mournful. Okay, so this is an example of cause and effect using rather. So rather is a negative word, followed by that you can fill this blank with a negative word. What would be the word we can fill? I was feeling rather sad. So this is the guess word. When I saw a yellow envelope. So this is the guess words which I have made. I was feeling rather sad when I saw a yellow envelope on the table. Okay. Now let's go to the options. Happy, jubilant, ecstatic. All these are the options that we have to fill the first blank. Happy, jubilant, ecstatic, all those have similar meaning, which means that's a positive word. So we can, by seeing those words, we can eliminate A, B, C. Fourth one is miserable, that is being sad. And spotted, which means when the girl saw the envelope or the boy saw the envelope. Okay, so this is how we have to do. Correct answer is option B. Next one, question number 8. Rizwana always wins the debate competition because she works blank to prepare the topic. Find out the guess word. Yes, guess word can be hard because that's what the word which we can get easily by reading of the sentence. And also in option B, we have the same word, hard itself. What about others? What's your correct answer? Option C will not come. It's not continually or it's not spontaneously. Okay, if you think logically, keep it simple. That's what I would suggest. Because after seeing the options, students will think uh, this question cannot be that easy. Okay, why such doubt? Questions can be easy as well. So don't make it complex. Hard is the correct answer. Continually and spontaneously will not come. Continually is frequency. So it is again and again she is preparing. So the most appropriate answer would be hard. That's how we can tell it. And spontaneously is, we don't use spontaneously for debate competition. It's a debate competition. You need to put some effort. Spontaneously comes into picture if it is just a minute or elocution kind of competition. So we need to prepare ourselves spontaneously to get into that competition. Correct. So this is debate competition. You need to invest some time, do some research, and get the facts to get into that competition. So hard work is important. Just give me a couple of minutes. There are people waiting in the lobby. Okay, yes, we will continue now. This is next question. Zahid looks a noble person, but he always becomes blank any good deed. What's your guess word? Here, but is the keyword here, and this is the keyword which we use in contrasting type of sentence completion, correct? You can see the keywords list which I have given. Contrasting type, which means it has to connect a positive idea with negative idea or vice versa. So here Zahid looks a noble person. Noble person, that's a positive idea. And he always, sorry, but he always become blank any good deed. Obviously, this has to be a negative idea. That's how it has to connect. Okay, so Zahid looks a noble person, but he always become dash any good deed. So you have to fill the second blank with negative word so that it becomes a negative idea. I hope you're all understanding, because this is a contrasting type of sentence completion. It has to connect a positive idea with a negative idea, or else a negative idea with positive idea. So you choose a negative word or guess a negative word. Obstacle for is the correct answer. Okay, since the question is easy, instead of guessing the negative word, you have directly moved to the options. Yes, barrier is the guess word. You can have barrier as the guess word. So correct answer is obstacle for any good deed. Okay, so that's how we can understand and try to solve sentence completion questions. If you take Swift, to do, promoter, for, supporter of, all these are positive words. So we have to eliminate that because the construction is like that. Sentence construction is like that. Question number 10. Yeah, this is the same question. We can eliminate this. Question number 11. Just as people of Multan are doing their best to eradicate the social evils like family marriages, so the people of Bawalpur are making efforts blank the penetration of foreign culture in the social norms. First, go for the guess word. Read out the question carefully. You will understand. If you understand the question, you will get the guess word, whether it is a negative guess word or positive guess word. Adopt, okay. To adopt the penetration of foreign culture in their social norms. Will it be correct? Read out the first statement. Read it again and again. Read it again and again. Okay, I have got one guess word, to eradicate. Exactly. So to eradicate is the guess word which we can make. I will tell you how we had made eradicate as a guess word. And correct answer is to stop. Option D is the correct answer. Now, if you read out the question, just as people of Multan. So Multan is a region, and in that region, those people are there. They are doing their best to eradicate the social evils. So what is a social evil here? That is family marriages. They haven't described how they are getting married briefly. So we can leave that apart, but consider social evil, that is family marriage. So they are trying to eradicate that. So the people, so is the keyword, correct? So the people, yeah, that's cause and effect. the people of Bawalpur. So again, there is one more region, Bawalpur, and those people also following the same thing of that of Multan's people. Okay, so the people of Bawalpur are making efforts blank the penetration of foreign culture and their social norms. So just as, again, just as is the keyword. Okay, now you could have understood, right? If you have any doubts in understanding, just let me know. I will explain it again. Okay, so you need a word which is similar to eradication because we have just as. So correct answer is to stop. Most of you have given option B as the answer, but that's not the answer. They're not accepting it. Since the previous case, people of Multan are eradicating the social evil of family marriages. Similarly, the people of Balpur are trying to eradicate. Eradicate what? Eradicate the penetration of foreign culture into their society. 12th question. Money blank to a political campaign should be used for political purposes and nothing else. What is the guess word? Okay, give. Good. Give or provided. We can take any of these words. Money provided to a political campaign or money given to political. Money gave. Money that has been given. We can't construct in active voice. We can construct in passive voice. But let's don't have to go deep and dig grammar here. So just give or donate or provide whatever else that can be the guess word. So correct answer is, according to the options, correct answer, yes, option C, contributed. Okay, so why not it is used? Used. If you put used here, money used to political campaign should be used. It's already in past tense, which means money is used. Okay, so again it is used here, so it's not grammatically correct. So that's why we can eliminate option A. And forwarded, it's not logically correct. So eliminate option B. Contributed or to give is the correct answer. Spent also will not come because once money is spent, again, how can we use the same money? Because money is spent over there. There is no money left out. So we can't use, right? So that's logically unfit. Option C is the correct answer. 13th question. Although it was not apparent at the time in blank, we can see how Miles Davis' performances in the 1970s were blank by what was happening then in popular music. So here the clue is 1970s. That's the clue. What is the answer? Okay, most of you have given C as the answer. Although it was not apparent at the time. At the time is the keyword. In blank, we can see how Miles Davis performances in the 1970s were. So in the 1970s, at the time, it speaks about something back. They are referring, the sentence is referring to something back. So looking back, that's what it's like, throwback. Okay, so correct answer is in throwback. You can have the keyword to be throwback. So you can get the guess word correctly only if you understand the question. For that, you need to search for clue word or clue phrase. Okay, so throwback means from that, if you find one blank, you can find the other blank easily. This happens when the question is very tough. If you find at least one blank, with the help of that, you can find the other blank. So retrospect, effect, fact, foresight. So these are the words which we can use to fill the first blank. Retrospect means if you split, you get retro. Retro means long back, 1970s, 80s, the past. Okay, so that's retro. So that would be the best word to suit here. So in retrospect, we can see how Miles Davis performances in the 1970s were influences the effect by what was happening then in popular music. Okay, actually effect has to come to this sentence. I mean the second blank, that is replaced by the actual word influenced. In fact will not come. In fact, so that's a separate word. You are making it as in followed by fact. That will not come. And foresight is something we are predicting that's going to happen in the future. That's foresight. So again, foresight will not come. And endangered is logically unfit, that we can't place in any of the blank. So correct answer is option A, retrospect and influenced. Okay, moving on to question number 14. Most candidates spend blank, they can raise on their campaigns, but others wind up on election day with a blank. Most candidates spend blank, they can raise on their campaigns, but others wind up on election day with a blank. What's the answer? What's the guess word? Okay, money. Money can be the guess word for the first blank. Most candidates spend money, they can raise on their campaigns, but others wind up on election day with a what is the guess word for second blank? With something left. Okay, so that's the guess word which we can make. Most candidates spend money here. They can raise on their campaigns, but others wind up on election day with something left. So this is what I'm getting now. So I'm placing this as it is, something left. Now we have to check out the options to understand the correct answer. So bankroll. So bankroll, that's not the correct answer because most candidates spend so. If you place so in the first blank, what does so means? That's not clear, right? So we can't go for option A. And then if you take option B, most candidates spend time. They can raise on their campaigns. So are they raising time on their campaigns? That should be like a monetary benefit. which they have raised on their campaigns. Okay, that can be spent. So that time is not the correct answer. That's not logically correct. You can eliminate that. Next, option C. Most candidates spend everything. Everything includes money. So our guess is correct here. So everything includes money as well. And they can raise on their campaigns, but others wind up on election day with a surplus. Surplus means something which is left out after your requirement is met. That is surplus. So that is also making my guess correct. So correct answer is option C. Everything and surplus. Every cent and deficit will not be correct. Even every cent you can take, that is each penny or money. But deficit, what do you mean by deficit? Deficit is something which is very small. Okay, the sum of money is very small here. But the statement is contradicting. You see here, but others wind up on election day with something. They have spent money or spent everything over there in the first statement. If you put deficit in the second statement, then there is nothing. But that's not the case. So correct answer is option C. Now moving on to question number 15. Can public opinion be influenced so that it blank rather than encourages the proliferation of the sale and firearms? So firearms is nothing but it's like a gadget, that's firearm or gun. What is your guess word? Can public opinion be influenced? Rather is the keyword, so you need to find a negative word. And also we have so. This is an example of cause and effect sentence. If you take public opinion, if that is going to influence the result. Okay, so that's the former is the cause that is taking public opinions, that's going to make an effect in the result. So that result is what actually, instead of encouraging the sale, it is going to discourage it. Yeah, you can have prevent as your guess word. You need a negative word, so we can't go for protect because that's a positive word, so we need a negative word. You can take discourage or prevent like that, because we have rather as the keyword, and this is an example of cause and effect sentence. We also have so. So if you take public opinion on this sale of gun or sale of the gadget, that is going to be influencing on the result. What is the result is, it's going to, instead of encouraging the sale, it's going to deplete the sale. Okay, so the correct answer is impedes. Okay, so let's understand the question options one by one. Redoubles is a positive word, so you can eliminate that. Advances is again a positive word, so you can eliminate that. Inverts means, for example, there is a graph. Okay, so the sale is going to the peak because encouraging the proliferation of the sale is going to the peak. Inverse is, it is reversing. It's reversing, but there is sale. It's going to the peak here. It is reversing, but there is a sale here. We can't find out the turnover or profit here. Some sort of sale is happening, so that's why it's decreasing step by step. Okay, but here it's impedes means it is preventing or obstructing. So it's completely, there is no sale at all. Okay, so correct answer is impedes or abstract. So we have discussed 15 questions so far. If you have any doubts in any of these questions, you can ask now, so that I will discuss the question which you have doubt, or else we will move to the next set of questions. Shall I proceed? Okay, what about others? Okay, we will continue with the rest of questions. Surfing was once a sociable pastime, but now joining another surfer on a wave is blank, as heinous as cutting off another driver on the highway. And you can identify which type of sentence this is. Find out the guess word. Okay, good. The guess word is bad. Okay, I am having that as a guess word. So this is an example of contrasting type, because we have but as the keyword. This is a positive idea. Surfing was once a sociable pastime. They themselves have given that has happened in past. And but now joining another surfer on a wave is, but now in the sense the second phrase or the second idea should be negative. It should have a negative idea. Okay, so if you take the blank, it should be filled with a negative word. So as one of the student has told, that bad is the guess word. Okay, I'm having this, and this is an important word. You need to remember the meaning of the word. It's always asked in synonyms as well. So heinous means crime, and cutting off is blocking. That is cutting off. Okay, so crime, again, that's a negative word. Blocking is negative word. So entirely you have to fill the sentence with negative word, and our guess word is bad. Now look at the option. Occasion. This will not logically fit the blank. Offense. Offense is there, and adage. Adage is there. Adage means it's just a saying. You're saying verbally. And discourtesy. Discourtesy is showing bad manners. Now, what is the correct answer? We have the word heinous. Heinous means crime. Then what would be the most appropriate word? Yes, most appropriate word is option B, offense. It's not discourtesy. Discourtesy is just showing attitude or excessive attitude in your behavior, changes in your behavior, that is discourtesy. That can be considered as one of the meanings. Your behavior is not pleasing, but offense is it's considered more than that. The intensity of the word is more than discourtesy. Okay, so it's like crime. That is offense. So offense is the correct answer. Yes, illegal. Question number 17. The tools found in the New Mexico excavation are blank as a single implement might have several edges, each with a different use. Now, the second part of the sentence is actually the clue phrase. You in single implement you can find several edges in that tool, and that can be used for various purpose. Look at the second part. It has several edges and that can be used for one tool is used for different purpose. Yeah, many of you have given option B as the correct answer, and your guess word is also old. Okay, so what I'm exactly telling is, if I don't have the second part, okay, so if I don't have this phrase, then I could accept your guess word as old. The tools found in the New Mexico excavations are old or ancient or primitive. I can accept these answers, but I have this second part, right? So what the second part means? You can use one tool for different purpose. That's what they mean. So it means you have to change another word. Your guess word is not correct. Okay, you can have different, but that's not. So we will continue, and versatile is the correct answer because one uh, tool itself used for different purpose. So versatile is the correct answer. Is for various purpose. Question number 18. We need experiments to discover whether the systems that we have designed that work in theory also work in blank, in other words, in the real world. Now, in the real world, that's the clue word or clue phrase. Okay, so whatever you have designed in theory, that also has to work practically. So my guess word can be practical. So search a word in the options. I have given my guess word as practical, then how come we can go for space? Space is not logically correct. Okay, so hypothesis. Hypothesis is again theory. That's what already given in the question. So they have already worked out in theory. They need to work out practically. So correct answer is fact. Option B. Fact is correct. Yes. 19th question. The unique world of the film is blank, both wholly recognizable and unfamiliar. So here, recognizable and unfamiliar is the clue word. They are the clue words. What would be the correct guess word? Yes, contradictory is the correct answer because recognizable and unfamiliar, those words are contradicting themselves. The film is recognizable for some people and same film is unfamiliar for some people. So that's what it means. They are contradictory to each other. So correct answer is contradictory. The unique world of the film is contradictory, both wholly recognizable and unfamiliar. Opposing, yeah, guess what is opposing? Very good. So option A is correct. Question number 20. Editorial cartoonists cannot be successful unless they can blank the conscience of their audience and stir up controversy. So unless is the keyword. Unless is the keyword. So the first part is negative. That is, they cannot be successful. And the second part, you need to fill the keyword with a positive word. I mean, you need to fill the word, search for a positive word or think a positive word. Okay, entertain, assure, change. Okay, we shall have all of these words as guess words. Amuse. Okay, very good. Amuse. Okay, now you have given a lot of guess words. Entertain, amuse, then assure, change, like that. Now we will see the options. Assuage, tweak, quaff, and again amuse. Okay, so amuse is the word itself here. Okay. Let's wait for some more answers. Okay, so look at the answer. Correct answer is option B, tweak. If you take option A, assuage means it is calm. Okay, calming down. So we don't want this word because if they want to be successful, they need to twist the conscience of their audience and stir up controversy. Okay, and dwarf means something lacking here. Okay, and why not amuse? Why not amuse is because we already have the word stir up. Stir up here means provoking, or again it is like amusing only. Okay, so why do we want to repeat another similar word with amuse here? Okay, so that's why we're going for tweak. We need to twist, they need to twist the conscience of their audience, that is emotion of their audience, and stir up controversy. So correct answer is B. Question number 21. She hadn't eaten all day, and by the time she got home, she was blank. Yeah, so all of you will tell the guess word to be hungry. That's the guess word, and go for the correct options. What is the correct option? Yes, option C is the correct answer. That is extreme hunger. That's the correct answer. So ravenous is the correct answer, option C. Next one, question number 22. The movie offended many of the parents of its younger viewers by including unnecessary blank in the dialogue. So here you need to go for negative word because the sentence has many negative words. If you take offended, that's a negative word. And if you take unnecessary, that's also a negative word. So search for a negative word, guess a negative word, and then go for the options. Okay, in these and C. Okay, good. That can be the negative, guess word. Negative guess word. So correct answer is, all of you have given the correct answer. That's vulgarity. Okay. So if you take other options, verbosity. Verbosity means being, knowing a lot of words. Okay, in one's language. Vocabulary deals with vocabulary, knowing a lot of words in one's language. That is verbose. And vocalization. Vocalization deals with speech. And garishness. Garishness means showing off something very proudly. That is garishness. So correct answer is vulgarity because the dialogue is there. So vulgarity would be the exact word. Next, question number 23. His neighbors found his blank manner bossy and irritating, and they stopped inviting him to backyard barbecues. So what's the correct answer? Bossy manner and irritating. So these are the keywords. Okay, ill manner, very good. You can have that as a yes word, ill manner. So according to that, if you check for options, option A, insentient. So insentient is feelingless. Yes, rude, rubbish. Okay, we can have it all those things as guess word. Now, if you take option A, insentient means that is incapable of feeling things. That's insentient. Magisterial. So magisterial is that's not a negative word, and that's not a positive word. That's a neutral word. Depending upon the situation or the in the sentence which we use, it depends. Okay. So here magisterial is having a negative tone because the manner is bossy and irritating. So magisterial is having great authority, having control. That is magisterial. And reparatory. Reparatory is repair, tending to repair. So the name itself has repair over there. So tending to repair, that is reparatory. And restorative is again more or less similar to uh, reparatory, that is ability to restore. Okay, so correct answer is option B, magisterial. Stephen is always blank about showing up for work because he feels that tardiness is a sign of irresponsibility. Okay, so tardiness is being late. So he considers that if one is late, then he or she is irresponsible of things. Like that, he is feeling. Now, what is the correct answer? Stephen is always blank about showing up for work. Showing up for work. That's the phrase which you have to underline. Lazy will not be the guess word because if you see, as I mentioned earlier, if I don't consider this part and I can guess lazy as my guess word, Stephen is always lazy about showing up for work. That's correct. But I have the second part. Look at the second part. Because he feels that tardiness means being late. Okay. So being late is a sign of irresponsibility. He's thinking like that. Then what should be the first word? Legible. Legible is not correct. Okay, legible means your handwriting is legible. Like that we are telling, right? So capable of, it's like you can read it. Okay, that's legible. And tolerate is to tolerate something that's tolerable. Punctual is the correct answer. Okay. So Stephen is always punctual about showing up for work. Okay, because he feels that tardiness is a sign of irresponsibility. Just you can check this word. Irresponsibility is a negative word. You can blindly go for punctual if you know the meanings of other words. Okay, now moving on to 25th question. Candace would dash her little sister into an argument by teasing her and calling her names. Guess word. What is a guess word? Yes, punctual means on time. But if you read the second part, Stephen is always punctual about showing up for work. Why? Because why he is punctual? Why? Because he feels that tardiness is being late. That is, being late is a sign of irresponsibility. He don't want that. That's why he is always punctual. Candace would blank her little sister into an argument by teasing her and calling her names. Yes, what is the correct answer? Provoke. Yes, provoke is the correct answer. Provoke. Option B. Most of you have not given guess word for this. Irritate. Okay, I have got one word. Irritate her little sister. Okay. Advocate is supporting, so we don't want that. Provoking is stimulating one's emotion. That's provoking. Okay, so perforate is not the word. Perforate means a membrane which is having hole to let out things. That's perforate. And then lament. Lament means feeling sad or expressing your sorrow. That's lament. Now moving on to next question. The dress Ariel or blank with small glossy beads creating a shimmering effect. You just read out the second part of the question. Small glassy beads. It's glassy. Okay, so it is creating shimmering. Shimmering means shining. Shining effect. Yes, bright is the guess word. Designed, yes, shine, design, you can go for these words, but you have to check with options. Okay, then only we can get correct answer. Titillated. Titillated means something which is arousing one's interest. Okay, so that's titillated, but it's not about Ariel, but it's about the dress which she has worn. Okay, so it is the sentence mainly speaks about the dress which she has worn. It gives shimmering effect. So these are the clue words. Reiterated. Reiterated means saying or doing something again and again. We tell iteration in the program, right? So we use for loop and iteration in the program. So that is similar to that. This is the word. Reiterated is saying or doing something again and again. So shine brightly. That is scintillated. Scintillated is shine brightly or shining or shimmering effect. That's scintillated. And enthralled is attracted. That is enthralled. Yes, sometimes you might have options like this. So for that, you need to learn vocabularies. That's why I have suggested you to learn root words. Root words will help you to learn vocabularies, that is synonyms and antonyms. If you learn synonyms and antonyms, you can guess the meaning of the words. What is titillated, what is scintillated, and enthralled. So it's important to learn synonyms and antonyms for sentence completion as well. Now, moving on to next question. Being able to afford this luxury car will blank getting a better paying job. What's the correct answer? You can go for the guess word and then go for correct answer. So this is like if you want to afford for a luxury car, you need to get a better paying job. So luxury luxury and better paying. These are the words which is going to help you to find out the answer. So the root, the guess word can be need. Okay. So if you want this car, for example, a luxury car, you need a better paying job. So necessitate is the correct answer. Yes, option B. Yes, required is also correct. That is also the guess word. Necessitate is the exact word. Next, 28th question. Levina unknowingly blanked the thief by holding open the elevator doors and ensuring his escape. Unknowingly is the keyword here. The clue word here. Okay, so Levina unknowingly dash. Nobody leaves the thief knowingly, right? So she unknowingly left the thief by holding open the elevator doors and ensuring his escape. So what's the correct answer? Okay, so if you take each and every word, coerced means pressurized. Here it will not come. So coerced is wrong answer. And the next word, proclaim. Proclaim means announcing something officially. Okay, so that's proclaimed. Abetted. Abetted is someone is doing wrong and in that you are assisting. That's abetted. Okay, something is wrong but you are assisting in that. That is abetted. Sanction is uh, permission, that is giving permission or giving consent. Okay, but here sanction will not come. Most of you have given D as answer. Unknowingly sanction. If you keep the word Levina unknowingly sanctioned the thief, which means unknowingly she has given permission to leave the house or to leave the door. But the most appropriate word is abetted. That would come because abetted is something wrong that has happened and that wrong is thief is escaping from the house. That is without the knowledge of Levina, the wrong has happened. That's where the keyword unknowingly comes into picture. So abetted is the correct answer. Question number 29. Shakespeare, a or an, both are possible depending upon the next word which we put in the blank. Shakespeare, a or an, blank writer, entertain audiences by writing many tragic and comic plays. What is the correct answer? You can go for the guess word. Okay, versatile. Versatile is the correct guess word which we can have because he's pro in writing tragic as well as comic plays. Okay, if you take numeric, that is in numbers, that's not the answer which we can go for. Obstinate. Obstinate is stubborn. Dutiful is once being responsible. Prolific. Prolific is the correct answer. That is creative. Okay, Shakespeare is a prolific writer, entertained audiences by writing many tragic and comic plays. So correct answer is option B. So far we have discussed 29 questions and also the concept behind sentence completion and the steps to do. First you need to read the sentence and guess the word, find out the clue word and then clue word or clue phrase in the sentence and go for a guess word and find a match with the options given below. So this is how you have to do sentence completion questions. Is there any doubts? Do you have any doubts? What about others? Okay, so we will wind up here. Thank you all for joining. You can leave. We'll discuss.